Hey guys, welcome back. It's your brother in Christ, Weston. Thanks for joining me today. So today's article comes out of InfoWars. Let's get into it. Okay, we're jumping right into this because this is like plenty of my videos that I've talked about coming to this crescendo of 2020 leading into 2021 with these guys. Remember these? We used to do these, right? And they used to have certificates or cards, and you could not buy or sell unless you had the mark, the name of the beast, and the number of his name kind of situation. This CBDC where they would lock down banks and vaults of just currency, and they would change it to where, like, if you weren't praising the current government, or your politics weren't correct, or you weren't on the right side, that you would be locked out of your funds. I've had dreams about this, and maybe I'll revisit that as well. One of them comes in particular, but let's read. It says, it's about your money. The new EU V card will be used to control access to banking and other services. So like if you were lived in a certain, they had a thing called green zones, right? Certain areas that were cleared for, like, you're able to go, right? Because let's say you post something that's wrong and they don't like it. So you are not allowed to go to your local grocer. That's, I have a couple of them that are around me. And I'm only allowed to visit them on certain days, at certain times, certain parts of the week. We talked about credit scores. We talked about getting brand new cars, brand new phones, brand new services, access to healthcare, access to, it could be anything. Literally think of anything that you need to do. Like I'm drinking a pre-workout. I'm going to use this to go work out. I love working out. So let's say they find out that I love working out. Well, I'm not allowed to buy my pre-workouts or foods for a diet or foods for cutting or bulking, whatever. Things that I like to do. My internet access gets shut down. So I can't, because I am not agreeing with said mob culture, mob mentality, or a new world order, or the current political figure, or the government, or whatever. It says here, Dutch attorney Mike Terhorst joined the Defender in depth this week to discuss the EU's plans for a European V card. It's called EVC. The planned similarities to the EU's digital C-word certificate, the global push toward a digital ID. Implications for your health and medical freedom. I remember making videos talking about in China, they would put up like pictures, like digital pictures of people who, because your global credit score, right? And you made this post, you said this, and so it brainwashes people and grooms them to not want to say the wrong thing, because you are not the scapegoat. You are the person that has made the example of what it looks like to go against your current powers that be, people in authority, what it looks like to break the law or to say these things, and this is how you're going to be punished. And then those people, it builds up over time, and you'll build a mindset and completely like new neural pathways of like afraid, don't want to do, want to remain safe, don't be like you're a bad guy. You see what I'm saying? Turning people against people to make sure they conform to the current ideology and how you want to keep people in check. Man, this is nuts. The card the EU, which pioneered the development of digital VPPs, right? The passports, the V passports, will next month launch a test run of its new EVC in 5 countries: Belgium, Germany, Greece, Latvia, and Portugal. The card purports to foster informed decisions making on V words, on these, and improve continuity of care across EU, and aims to empower individuals by consolidating all their V data into one easily accessible location. So you're trying to leave the country, you're trying to go to a grocery store, you're trying to go to a bank, you're trying to go to a medical facility, you're trying to go to rehab, you're trying to get something fixed with your house, water's not working, and they're going to say, oh, well, hold on, we got to make sure you check all the boxes and make sure that you are in compliance. Boop. Oh, you don't have this, you don't have this, you don't have this, you don't have this. We can't do it. Sorry. That's it. Right? Because if they do, then maybe they get some kind of tax break, and maybe or their business gets shut down, or they're going to be liable to start losing stuff, because you see what I'm saying? You're creating this totalitarian government, this new world order, this one world government, one world religion, one world currency, one world mindset, a demonic mindset to turn. So when you think about that and the implications of Christ, you start talking about like Christianity or the Antichrist system, and how you're going to buy and sell and feed your family and take care of them. Like, can you sit with the trauma of thinking that you may have to watch your children kick the bucket because they can't eat? I guarantee you've never seen somebody go crazy and lose their mind once they've lost something so special to them, especially a family member that you are responsible for. As a man, it would literally kill me to watch me have to not be able to see my son say, "Daddy, I'm hungry and I can't feed you because we're not going to go do this." I had to figure something else out, and I would steal. I would break in and I would take something, anything to protect my family, to give them the food, not to hurt anybody, to take something because I need to feed them. I need to give them what they need to do. I need to go out and fight bears at this point or whatever because I need to take care of them. See what I'm saying? That's a believer's mindset, you could say, at least for me. But think about people who are not like us, who don't believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and they'll just conform, and then they'll turn like they did in 2020 and 2021. I remember, I say this all the time, I was getting treated like a second-rate, third-rate citizen. People were cussing me out because I would not get this. I had that at my job. I had people on Facebook Messenger. I had people try to give me all kinds of BS. And now those very same people somehow have cognitive dissonance about like what they said and what they did and how they acted and how they treated people. And a whole entire nation of people in our nation do, and think it's okay. But now it's not okay. And now they're like, well, now people are kicking the bucket because they took this, and now they're finally opening their eyes. And if anything, it was, what the devil meant for evil, God can mean for good situation, where the devil does something like this and God turns it and says, now I can open the hearts and eyes of these people who are so hard-hearted to your wicked plans because of what you've done, because people are getting cardiac arrest. Okay, I had a 2020 video or 2021 video. It was one of the two, of October 2020, of results of side effects, what happens when you take it. And I promise you that thing was not shown anywhere. When I found it, I made a video on it. That was not made public. It was made public, but not newsworthy, right? Because it was just hearsay. And if you didn't take it, you were a domestic terrorist, or you were unaliving people because you weren't doing this. Man, it was bad. Let's see. It says here, while the objectives of the program set to be implemented through EU by 2026 appear benign, critics argue that the EVC is a stepping stone for mandatory, these guys, in the future. Some also argue the EVC is connected to large financial interests. Who's not going to think that? And plans to limit personal and national sovereignty, right? You are owned by the government. If we inject something in you, you are owned by us. Also, what is it? I just lost my train of thought. I was going to go somewhere with that. When Pfizer was trying to have like a 70-year or 75-year like disclosure plan of like this, dude, that should be immediate. They should all be immediate red flags. But even that, the people who are making stuff like that say we're going to wait 75 years. All those people are going to be dead. All those people are going to be so long gone that nobody's going to be held liable. And they could care less if it goes under at that point, the business. The plan to get everyone this, right? For Terror Horse, efforts to launch the EVC are at the root about digital ID. And it is. You get a digital ID where all your V-words are V-word records. These are stored. All your personal details are stored in one place. You can easily move from country to country and to another without having to redo or reapply. So basically, it's about a digital ID, and then you link from your personal ID to your medical records on this. Are you safe to be around, right? Because, there's another article that I was about to look at. It was talking about monkeypox. And I'll just read the title here. It says, is a much deadlier strain of monkeypox going to be the next global health scare? And maybe I'll do a video on that as well. I have it pulled up. Where is it at? I have it pulled up so I could go over it. So maybe I'll go over that as well. Terror Horst said, while the idea of having one's medical records easily accessible and transferable sounds benign, the plan is to get everyone with this and to kind of overrule constitutional rights. It's not conspiracy. It's not hearsay. It's not, this could never happen. This is like Mad Max. This is cyberpunk. This is what's that movie called? Blade Runner-esque. This is like Demolition Man, Judge Dredd, all these futuristic movies that have all these weird what's the other movie? Minority Report. Oh man, it's all coming back. It feels like it's been years since I've talked about this. According to Terhorst, or it's very clear that the object was that anybody within EU could not say no to this, because they're going to make it where you're pretty much going to be indirectly punished, but not call it punishment for the fact of not doing it. And then they're going to have all these kind of incentives that are going to be like, oh yeah, if you do this, well then you're going to get this and this and this is going to be so good for your family, right? And so why wouldn't you want to do this? It's nuts. According to Terhorst, these contravenes of the Charter of Fundamental Rights of the European Union, which in Chapter 1, Article 3, right to the integrity of the person, encapsulates the key tenets of the Nuremberg Declaration. Okay, so important. This includes a requirement for the free and informed consent of the person concerned in relation to medical procedures and prohibitions on making the human body and its parts such a source of financial gain. Insane. Taylor said that the EVC and the EU digital V-word certificates are presented as different programs, so like tiers, with the EVC being rebranded as something completely different and completely new, even though they are both based on the same software, right? So it's just a copy and paste of an antivirus, anti-malware. This is one anti-malware, this is an anti-malware. They literally do the same thing, and they may have tweaks of smaller things, but they're not, because they're two different names. So this one is Symantec, and this one is Carbon Black. This one is CrowdStrike, and this one is Cylance. This one is Malwarebytes, and this is Trend Micro, whatever. They've been working on it for years and years, and it works perfect, and it's all linked together like the banking infrastructure, the personal medical records, insurance, and everything that links into each other. Exactly. They're going to make it one thing with your insurance, your home insurance, your electric bill, your water bill, your utilities, or whatever, those are wrapped into utilities. I'm looking around my internet. What else? My mortgage, my car insurance, my car payments. And just think about all that having to be wrapped into it, and then they'll throw some incentives on top of it. And if you don't, then this is what it's going to be. And they'll probably make it harder for you little by little by little. So the little breadcrumbs that force you into a corner, right? And then you're going to have to make a fight or flight decision, and you're most likely going to bend the knee and sit voluntarily give up those rights to have this, right? Because then it's going to make it harder and harder for you to take care of your family, whether you're a man or you're a woman, and just yourself as well. The EVC, based on World WHO Global Digital Health Certificate Network, which EU and the WHO co-launched in June 2023 to promote a global interoperable digital passport based on EU's digital health certificate, noting that plans for the EVC were launched in 2018 before the C word. Somebody already knew about that. We already know about that. They already know that was already planned. Terhorst said this plan is not new. Oh, it's for sure not new, because you knew what was coming. It has been in the making for a very long time. Of course it has. It's a part of Bible prophecy. I would assume it is. I would thoroughly assume it is. Terhorst said that the EVC threatens to usurp personal and national sovereignty. Probably the most important thing I'm reading right here. There was a digital roadmap to a digital passport. So basically the EU is trying to become a kind of country or federal state that has the capacity to issue a passport to all EU citizens, she said. Terhorst also connected to the plans to launch the EVC with amendments to the WHO's international health regulations passed in June at the World Health Assembly. The amendments contain articles that allow states to enforce medication on anybody during a crisis or emergency or pandemic. She said, it doesn't say that it has to be done, but it gives this permission. See that, the blurring of the lines there? It doesn't say that it has to be done, but it gives permission, right? So it's like, well, we're not saying you have to do it, but we really are. And so you pick up on that. The people are not dumb. Terrorists also connected plans for the EVC with efforts in other countries to enact new blanket preparedness plans. The digital ID is very necessary for financial services, but not only. It also is good for school enrollment. It's also good for health, and who actually got a V word or not, right? So like your kids can't go into certain schools or whatnot. It says who at the year's meeting, but it's very necessary for provisions of range of public services. No, it's not. No, it is not. That is a lie from the pit of hell. There was a very intense pressure put on us to get the V word, referring to her experience in the Netherlands, and then knowing it didn't stop. It never did in the first place. It never was going to. But that's how it was. It was literally said that way, verbatim. That made news, and it was a complete lie. I think we still don't know everything, but we have to keep on digging and fighting for the truth to come out. Will V words be mandated in Europe? Gosh, this is long. RKA files in Germany name that country Robert Koch Institute for the U.S. Centers of Disease and Control Prevention files indicated that political objectives, not science, guided the blink. Exactly, it most certainly did. Political objectives, not science, guided the blank imic's decision-making in Germany. According to Terror Horse, the files made it very clear it was a scam. The whole C word, 19 lockdowns, all the measures, closing of schools didn't have scientific basis, and so all the measures were based on political decisions and not science, although the public was told that it was based on science. Ding, 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 ding. That should literally throw up any red flag for now until literally we make it to the millennial kingdom when Jesus comes back, that you should not believe a lick of what somebody says unless there's some science behind it and it common sense logically makes sense. By prayer and asking the Lord. The release of the files was significant. Terror said because Germany is not just one of the 5 countries set to trial the EVC, but also Europe's economic leader and home country of scandal-ridden European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. The European Commission is EU's executive branch. Germany is very important in the role of the C word, and of course, von der Leyen is German, and she's the head of the European Commission. She is very much in the favor of these, so she will push as much as she can to let this digital V word PP be a success. The V word passport. I think they'll try to force people to get it, which I firmly believe they will. It's a direct threat to every citizen, and then this list just goes on. Oh, they even have it right here. The goal is financial control. There's no legitimate public health purpose, right? Central bankers are hiding behind a health narrative that exactly they are. Policies or lockdowns are a way to manage inflation and resource demand when monetary policy is highly inflationary. It's a big conglomerate which is ruling the world. And it's conglomerate which wants a change of, why do they want a change of the financial system and the change they want to have is that they can decide how much money you can have in your bank account with CBDCs. What the politic is moving towards is much more towards a government of political system where you have no rights and you also have no ownership. Remember, you'll have everything and own nothing. That was the Who's thing, and then they immediately removed it. I'll try to find it the commercial of it. Insane. And then they give the freedom convoys and other stuff like that. This is a great article. You guys need to read it. It's very, 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 very important. I'm not even reading. I'll see some more stuff here, but I'm going to close this video out. Anyways, guys, I believe this leads to a new world order. I believe this is a part of Bible prophecy. I believe this moves to an Antichrist beast system, a one world currency, a one world ruler, a one world government, a one world religion. This forcing, coercing, and this conglomerate that leads and gives its power over to the beast and then forces you to bear a mark on your right hand or on your forehead. And you cannot buy or sell unless you have the mark of the beast, the name of the beast, the number of his name. And let the reader understand, let the reader have wisdom. The number of the name of the beast, his number is 666. Yeah, this is right up my alley of everything that I've studied for so long. So, could be right, could be wrong. I'm leaning towards right. So anyways, guys, that's the video. If you like the video, like the video. Help your boy out, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time. And if you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.